What's up, everybody? John Arapoli here with My MMA News, and I'm sitting here in northeastern Pennsylvania. It's cloudy out. It's been raining all day. Before I do these interviews, I always have like this little moment with the fighters where I talk to them for a little bit. And today's guest is in sunny, beautiful Florida. There's palm trees in the background. Completely jealous of today's guest, Phil Hawes, who fights Deron Winn at UFC Vegas 39 next weekend on October 9th. So let's welcome him in here. You guys are going to see this beautiful background of palm trees behind him. How you doing, my man? Thank you so much for being here and taking the time out of your schedule and enjoying this nice sunny weather you got down there.
Hey, thank you, brother. Pleasure having me. Thank you for inviting me on the show and to talk to you a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's always a pleasure, and we'll get right into things here, too, talking about this upcoming fight. I know I've been joking here now, talking about this warm weather in Florida there, but you've been down there all for business. You've been preparing for this upcoming fight. I know in your last week of training camp, as we're having this conversation here before you fly out to Vegas next week, how did camp go as you prepared for this fight?
Man, camp's always good. When you're surrounded by such a good group of guys and such a good group of coaches down here, you can't have a bad camp, you know? So camp is going good. Full steam ahead. We got one more week of hard training, and then time to perform next week, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, man, we're looking forward to seeing the fight. And one other thing, too, about being down there in Florida, we see on your shirt there, Sanford MMA, amazing gym, a lot of killers in that gym. Just talk to everybody just how much that gym has helped you improve as a fighter since you've moved down there about a year ago.
Man, just like I said earlier, it's the coaching staff, and we got tons of guys, you know, and we got tons of guys, killers, certified killers, that's not even in the UFC, that the UFC doesn't even know about, or won championships. We got guys over there, we got guys in Bellator. Man, and just being surrounded by the culture of people just trying to be the best, and like, you know how they say iron sharpens iron, that's exactly what we're doing at Sanford MMA. So I'm definitely blessed and honored to be part of the team.
Yeah, I bet, man. And now let's start getting into this fight now on October 9th. Tell us about Deron as an opponent and what you've seen in him as you've been preparing for him. And I know you've been preparing for him for a little while now. You guys were supposed to fight a few months ago. The fight fell out. Now it's been rebooked for this date. So just what have you seen in him as you've been preparing for him?
He's a tough wrestler, you know what I mean? He's got, just like me, I train at a really good gym, Sanford. He trains at a really good gym, AKA. And I know people are kind of down and like, oh, so you got this, blah, 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 you know? And that's how I feel that's how people get caught sleeping, you know? So I prepare for this guy like it's a title fight, you know what I mean? I'm prepared to go 5 rounds, even though it's 3, you know? I know he's going to come tough. I know he's ready. And I know he's got CT in his ear chirping and trying to push him. So with guys like that in your corner, you know, it's going to be tough to beat, but I think I got the best to beat. So I'm excited to perform. I know he's going to bring out the best in me. I can't wait.
And I know you don't want to give too much of your game plan away, but what's it going to take to get the win on fight night?
What's it going to take is me showing up. That's it. That's all I got to do. Show up healthy, and I just got to do what I got to do, you know. My best performances haven't even been seen yet, you know. I'm still working little tweaks and adjusting minor things, and I really feel Saturday's going to be one of my best performances ever. And I feel like everything's accumulating together and cultivating, and I really got the performance of my lifetime waiting on Saturday.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing it, and if you are to get the win here, it's going to put you now on a 8-fight winning streak that puts you actually at 4-0 in the UFC with the win. What's been clicking for you over these last few years? Because ever since you got that Contender Series win, it's just been like fire for you, man. You've really been clicking inside there.
Yeah, man, this is a combination of things, you know, being in the right team. My friend invited me, Dorian invited me out to Thailand, and just soaking up that culture and really fine-tuning my stand-up, you know, doing Thai boxing, doing kickboxing, actually competitions, not just in training, but actually going to the arena and just strictly fighting Thai boxing, where you can't use your wrestling, you can't use the takedown. You gotta be take away your best tools, you know, your main assets, as they say. I'm a wrestler, so I just wrestle people. But just taking away and just fine-tuning the holes in my game, being honest with myself, you know, my coaches being honest with me, and really fine-tuning everything. And just believing in myself, I got sports psychologist Paul Hamill, and he's been helping me tremendously, and just self-development. And I don't really look at it as a streak. I look at the individual competitions. You know what I mean? So I'm just killing right now. Your boy's hot. Your boy's hot right now.
And I'm glad that you brought up that whole entire move there to Thailand. So I wanted to ask you about that. So at the time when you moved, you were coming off back-to-back losses. You go out there for 2 years. You took 2 years off from the sport to get better with your stand-up. Talk about that a little bit. Just how difficult was it to make that decision? Because I know that the competitor in you lose back-to-back fights. You want to get back in that gym. You want to start grinding. You want to get in there again. Start getting wins under your belt. Just how difficult was it to take 2 years off like that to sharpen your skills the way you did, which ultimately did pay off?
Yeah, man. Just like you said, I took 2 years off and tried to figure it out. So it's a crazy situation. Always been kind of enamored with the Thai style because you see those fights, those guys are going crazy for however long the duration. They're kicking, punching, elbow, knee, nonstop. And I wanted the piece of that. I knew my last fight didn't show the best of me. I knew I was kind of hesitant when he was throwing punches, being being afraid. So my friend Deron Winn, we weren't even really friends. He's just a guy I knew at the gym. Hey, come to Thailand. I was like, all right, let's do it. Took me under his wing. We lived there for about 2.5 months. Fought there. And I'm not talking about like foreigner program. It was like we lived with the Thais. Like when I first got there, I was like, dude, I'm going home, dog. I called my girl and I was like, this is not it. And I'm not a pussy, you know what I mean? But I mean, the living conditions were not good. Like the bathroom was just like, I can't even think about it. And I was sleeping on like this bed that was like this big. But Dorian pushed me through. My girlfriend pushed me through. We kept it moving. Came back from Thailand. There's still time. It's still hard trying to find fights too because it was 4-2. But people knew I was good, so they're like, oh, what's the risk versus reward? You know, do I want to lose this guy who's 4-2? So I couldn't find fights going up and down. I was offering to fight promotions for free. Luckily, I got the Bellator shot, and they gave me a shot, but they didn't resign me. But now we're here in the UFC, and just been blessed. You know, this whole journey's been magical, and I'm so honored to be here, be part of the UFC. It's been a lifelong dream. So I'm here, going to get my world title. Now it's coming into fruition.
Yeah, I want to go back to one other thing now, too, with this Thailand story there, because when in that last answer you just gave, when you were talking about those living conditions, I was, like, shocked. Does it give you, like, a whole different perspective of just how lucky we are to be in America and have the lifestyle that we have over here where things are clean, we have beds and everything else? It really kind of puts life into a different perspective when you see it the way how you had to live for those few years.
Bro, like, dude, it just put everything in perspective, just like you said, like how blessed we are, how fortunate we are. Like one thing, so I go to this camp, and I paid pretty good money. I don't know, like around 2 G's, you know what I mean? Living conditions, stuff was like food, fed, whatever, slept. And they were eating like chicken blood, like, and it was just like, yeah, dude. I'm like, yeah, I'm not eating this. What is this? Like, you know? And then, so luckily there was a restaurant that I just kept going to, like. But the living conditions, it was tough. It was tough. It was a real traditional Thai camp. Like I would say, like the bathroom was like it's not their fault. It just happens. It's like it's all concrete. It was dark. There's spiders and bugs. The toilet was right next to the shower. It was just like a not good situation. It was just like spider webs. Yeah, it was not. But it made me tougher. It made me like when I get in situations now, I'm like. At least it's not Thailand, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so it's definitely a life-changing experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's absolutely crazy to think that's how people over there live. I mean, God bless them too. We're lucky to be over here in this country. And now, Phil, if it's okay, I want to talk a little bit with wrestling here. And before we dive right into the specifics with wrestling, I guess I want to ask this question. We know that you were an outstanding wrestler, right? You wrestled for Iowa State, a big program like that. When you went over to Thailand and you trained the way how you did for those 2 years, do you think that kind of brought things kind of like full circle, made you this complete fighter? Because it's not like the sport was, you know, earlier on where if you were a dominant wrestler, you could just run right through everybody, no problem. You have to be well-rounded. Do you think that kind of that move tied in with your wrestling's kind of made you this complete fighter now?
100%. And also, I think the wrestling mentality. If I didn't have the wrestling mentality, then I don't think it would have worked out so well. Just like when what time did they get us up? Like 5:30 in the morning, we would have to run with like 8 or 9 miles in the morning. Then we go to sleep. Then we have to run again 3 miles in the afternoon. And just having that wrestling grind, like it was okay. I can keep up with this. You know, I know there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, and I know we sacrifice now and reap the benefits in future. So just just the wrestling. Without my wrestling, I wouldn't be where I am today, 100%. Like it just instills so much in me. Hard work, work ethic, my hard work, just everything. Also, and of course, I could take people down and control the fight where I want it to be. So yeah. So now I got a complete game here.
And now I do want to ask you just the one little question about your wrestling experience. Iowa State, fantastic wrestling program, wrestling in the Big 12, one of the best college wrestling conferences in the whole entire country. Talk about that experience of what that was like too, to compete at that high of a level and to be in such a great wrestling conference like that.
Man, it was definitely a blessing. It was definitely a blessing. It was just like it was my goal. It's my goal back way in high school. I was like, hey, I want to be a Division I athlete. I want to be a Division I athlete, and I got to be a Division I athlete. You know, got to travel around the country, just living my dream and loving it. You know what I mean? It was grueling. I had to cut my wrestling career short because I have my daughter, and so I wanted to do something that would be more beneficial to her than just a trophy or, you know what I mean, accolades. You know, so that's why fighting. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to fighting, and I can maybe make some financial income, help support her and support my family. So I wish my wrestling I had to end it short, but like now we're here and it's part of the journey.
And I'm going to ask you too now about, you were saying there about your daughter where that kind of cut your wrestling career short there. You know, life it's very funny. Like now we're talking how you still spend time in New Jersey. You're down in Florida. We talk about going to Thailand. Obviously, you know, your fight's going to be in Vegas. All this moving around that you're doing. We still have a daughter at home. Just kind of how difficult is it running this life as a full-time fighter, but trying to also be a full-time father as well?
Well, my daughter passed away in 2012, so yeah, that's okay. It's okay. But I can't. That's what I'm saying. Right now, I train hard. Like today, it's gonna be what did we do? We did 10 o'clock sparring. Then we went and did some boxing. Now we're gonna go to training edition at 4, and then after training edition at 4, then we're gonna do team practice at 6, and then after 6, we're gonna do yoga at 7:45. And that's like 5 workouts right there. And I can't imagine guys with families and kids, like, how are you going to beat me? Like, there's no way. There's not enough time in the day. If you're taking the kids to soccer practice, I can't imagine trying to be a fighter and a dad at the same time. It's tough. And people like Robert Whitaker should definitely get a pat on the back for that, you know, to be the best in the world and having multiple kids. And, like, any fighter, any MMA fighter who's on a high level, you know, man, I can't imagine. It's stressful. And you know, you got young uppercutters like 18-year-old, 19-year-old kids who don't care about anything except fighting, you know. But you got to worry about the kids, the wife, the house, you know, the mortgage. You know, kudos to those guys, and mom.
And my condolences to you. And I apologize. I didn't realize that you had a kid till you said it there, and that's why I asked that question. I apologize for bringing that up like that. But I mean, obviously that has to be a very difficult experience. How much do you carry that with you throughout your career now when you look back at that?
Man, every day, you know. I don't have my chain on right now, but I have a chain that symbolizes my daughter, you know, and it just shows, like, she was only 2 when she passed away, and it just shows me how temporary life can be and how much of a blessing life is. And that's why I get fighting everything I do, because, like, I might not be here. I might get in a fraction on the way home, you know, but I want to make sure I give this everything. You know, if I'm on emergency room, whatever, I'm like, okay, hey, I gave my life all I can give, you know what I mean? So that's why I live my life to the fullest and just dedicate to my craft and try to help some people along the way. You know, because we might not be here tomorrow, so it's definitely a blessing.
Yeah, man, life is something like that. And again, my condolences and God bless with all of that there. I give you a lot of credit carrying on after a tragedy like that. And if it's okay, I don't want to end on a sad note like this. Let's end on a much happier note here. I got one last thing I wanted to ask you about. I'm going to give you a chance to plug your social media in a second here, but I'm going to tell everybody your Instagram, you guys have a lot of fun with Show Me Something Fridays. So explain to everybody if they don't follow you on Instagram, what they could expect if they go to your Instagram and check this out every single Friday.
Hey, so yeah, every Friday I try to post something. So I think most people, like if you're in the mixed martial arts, you have to like learning, because if you don't learn, then you're not going to keep growing, you know. And me, I just like learning. If we were in an AV setting and we were just having dinner, I'll probably ask you a billion questions and answer probably like one, because I just love learning. I love soaking in new information, you know. And but I love people, and this is a way for me to learn and actually use my platform to showcase other people's skills and things like that. So every Friday, some person send me something random or some technique or something they know, and I just showcase it to the world. You know what I mean? And hopefully they get something from it, maybe a couple followers or some likes or some attention, some notoriety. So that's my thing. I share every Friday. Someone sends me a video, whoever they are across the world, my friend, and I just showcase it to the world. If it's cool and I like it, it's funny. So send something. Yeah, you could be next Friday. You can be this Friday, dog.
All right, yeah, I will find some type of skill that I have and I will send it to you and you can try it out. I say, if you like cooking, I don't really cook too much, but if you want something cool, my mom's an amazing cook. I could get you a recipe if you want to try something out and maybe make it. That'd be cool.
Hey, do that. Yes, do that. That'd be super cool, but it has to be under a minute. So that's the tricky part, under a minute, yeah. Because of real, we got to keep it in the real setting. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I bartend too, that's my other job. I bartend. Maybe I can get you a drink to make. You want to try that out after your fight? Get a little nice alcoholic beverage?
Hey, yeah, let's do that. I like it. Virgin mojito.
All right, I will get you something to make, and you can definitely do that one. So what people are going to be looking out for it, so go ahead and tell them where they can find you at on social media so they can see these. And also if you have management, sponsors, friends, family, coaches, anybody you could give a shout out to, please feel free to do so.
I just want to thank everybody for the love and support. You know, Performance Coach got my back, New Life got my back, Sanford MMA, Greg Choplin, Dorian Price, Amaret, everyone's got my back. Danny Ruby, of course. You know, thank you all for the love and support. God's good. God's good.
All right, guys, there you have it. That was Phil Hawes. Again, he fights on October 9th at UFC Vegas 39 against Deron Winn. So make sure you guys check out that fight. Make sure you're checking out his Instagram feed for those Show Me Something Fridays. And also keep going to MyMMANews to check out all of our great work that we have that comes out there. Also, if you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm at John Eric Pauli. We'll see you later, everybody.